Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I don't see that anybody's here yet. I didn't give a good notice for when I would be going live tonight. So I didn't actually expect anybody here. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. I do hope that we will have somebody checking out the replay. So what we're going to talk about tonight is there a serial killer in Stockton, California? It certainly does appear that there is. That is always a very scary thought when you have somebody targeting people for no reason whatsoever and wanting to just do that for the thrill of it. You know, it's never a good time to take somebody's life. That's never okay. But when you're doing it just to satisfy some kind of urge and there's no beef with anybody, there's just nothing like that. It's a really very, very frightening thing to have happen. So what's happened is that ballistic tests have linked the fatal shootings of 6 men and the wounding of a woman, all potentially at the hands of a serial killer, in crimes going back more than a year. So what's happened is we have 5 men in Stockton that have been slain since January until right now, pretty much. The last one was September 27th. So that's a lot. But in addition, there is a case of a man's death in Oakland last year and a woman in Stockton that was shot multiple times. She did survive, though, which thank God. And robbery does not seem to be a motive. There has been nothing taken from anybody. In fact, what seems to be happening is the shooter is just looking for the opportunity. All of the victims were alone in the dark of night. Yeah. So there doesn't seem to be a motive or anything necessarily. They do seem to be men, other than there was the woman who survived, and they have been Hispanic men. But it does, what the police are saying now is it's just who seems to be alone and in the dark and a good, obviously feels comfortable doing it at that time. It's a really bad thing. It's really bad. So I'm going to play a video and then we will go over the victims. So we don't give too much to the perpetrator here, and we highlight the victims. Where is this? Okay, I'm looking for... Okay, for some reason, I don't see that. Mm, Hold on one second here. For some reason, I don't have what I need to have to share this video. Okay, here it is.
I'm lost for words with the serial killer being this close in the neighborhood in the Bay Area.
The search for a serial killer in the Central Valley has now come to the Bay Area. Investigators say they believe the person behind a series of deadly shootings in Stockton targeted a man in Oakland. Good evening. I'm Julie Hayner.
And I'm Mike Maybach. At least 6 deadly shootings have been linked to the serial killer. 5 of them happened this year in Stockton, but now investigators say a deadly shooting in Oakland last year may also be connected.
Our investigative reporter Brooks Jerose has been digging into the Oakland case and how it's tied to the other killings. Brooks, what have you learned?
Well, it all comes down to ballistics and testing. Law enforcement experts tell me a microscope can be used to look at shell casings or bullets because every firearm leaves behind a unique signature. That information then gets loaded into a national database that can connect crime scenes. But who is pulling the trigger is the big question. Look at this surveillance video. Notice this man's upright posture and uneven stride. Stockton's police chief says investigators want to talk to him about a series of killings seen several times near several of the crimes.
This person is a person of interest. Again, we have no evidence that connects this person as committing any of these crimes.
7 crimes, leaving 6 dead. 1 woman survived. Just in Stockton, 5 deadly shootings in recent months. All men, all Hispanic, all ambushed, killed alone in the dark. A similar story playing out in East Oakland last year.
I was asleep in the house and we heard the gunshots, 2 gunshots. We came to the window, looked out the window, didn't see anything.
But then neighbors saw the flashing police lights. In this news release from April 10th, 2021, Oakland police say just after 4 in the morning, a man was suffering from gunshot wounds. He died in the street. The coroner tells me it was a 39-year-old man named Juan Miguel Vasquez Serrano. Neighbors say he was homeless.
His nature was a good person. You know, he earned his money by working on cars around the neighborhood.
The shooting happened here on Harmon Avenue. It's where police collected evidence like shell casings, and upon close examination were able to link it to a murder weapon and a potential serial killer.
Shocking, because it's close to my house and it's close to, all these kids around here.
Investigators say the motive is unclear, and so is the number of cases that could be connected.
We're still submitting evidence at this time, which means so far we've gotten some local hits, but as the evidence continues to be processed and examined, it will alert us if there's a match outside of this county or other places.
Now a plea for clues and community help to find this person of interest.
I hope he hurry up and get caught, and because we need to be safe here.
Now, if you recognize that man in the surveillance video, call Stockton Police. The ATF just donated an extra $25,000 to the reward fund, so it now stands at $125,000 for information that leads to any arrest in connection with these killings. Julie?
And Brooks, the woman who was shot and survived in Stockton, has she been able to provide any useful information to authorities?
So one thing with that woman is she was seen near a homeless encampment, and that is when she was confronted by that potential person of interest or suspect. She has been interviewed extensively by police. They did not give any other information about that interview other than to say she described the man wearing all dark clothing and had a black mask on, like a surgical mask. So making a positive ID has been tough.
Yeah. All right. Well, a case we will continue to follow. Brooks, thank you.
Okay, so that is the.
As Californians, we know how important saving water is, and it's going to take all of us to.
Sorry about that. So that's not a very good picture or video, but there are some distinguishing attributes. Like they said, the way he walks, and I say he. That doesn't mean I have any idea, but anyway, it does appear that we went, an entire year with nothing, and then now it's really amped up, and it's very scary. It is a very scary thing. So hopefully, with that kind of reward out and with the surveillance footage, we can get some tips and figure out who this is and get a stop to it before it happens again. And people just be very vigilant, be very aware. It's a scary, if some people don't pay attention to the news, some people don't have access to all of that. So it's how do you get the word out? Hopefully there's some kind of flyers or something in the area. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that. Oh, hi, son. Have you heard about this case? You'll have to start from the beginning. I played a video before you came in, if you missed it. Yeah, there seems to be a serial killer in Stockton, California. And he had, there was one victim last year that was killed in Oakland, and then one in Stockton, but she was shot several times, but she did survive. And then now, that was last year in April, and just in the past, since July 8th, we have 5 in Stockton, and ballistics have connected all of them, linked all of these together. So yeah, you'll have to go back and look at. There is a surveillance video. It's not really good, but it's something. And the police did say that there were several surveillance, or there were several surveillance cameras linking that same person, they believe, into several of the shootings. So I didn't say that right, but sorry. So what I wanted to do is give the name of the victims so far. And we have the one from Oakland last year is Juan Vasquez Serrano, 39. It was April 10th, 2021. And then we have Paul Alexander Yaw, 35. That's July 8th of this year. Sorry. Salvador Debuddy, I don't know how to pronounce that. Debudey Jr., 43, August 11th of this year. Jonathan Hernandez Rodriguez, 21, August 30th of this year. Juan Cruz, 52, September 21 of this year. And Lawrence Lopez Sr., 54, September 27th. These are all these are very recent. So something happened that he didn't do anything for a year, and then now he just really seemed to amp up. And that's just a lot. So, and again, I think you missed it, but they said that robbery does not appear to be a motive. They just are looking for an opportunity, and victims are alone in the dark. So it's kind of a strange one. They do appear to all be Hispanic. They did not give a name of the survivor. I did read somewhere that the survivor she's African American, but they said she's very light in color, so they don't know if that is a factor. Right. Once they get right, it's almost like you never know. It's weird with serial killers. They may, whenever they finally get caught, you kind of maybe sometimes see where something was happening in their life and they tended to slow down at certain times. But whatever happened that last year he went there and then all of a sudden didn't do anything for a year, and now it is just so rapid. I mean, it's just really, it's a very crazy thing. It's very scary. If I was in the area, I would be quite nervous to be out at night. And it doesn't say it, but it does seem to me that they are homeless. I don't know that though. I wasn't able to find out. Some of them we do hear that they were, or they were near a homeless area, but I wasn't able to find out that they all had been homeless. But it does kind of seem that way, and that's really sad. That's just a vulnerable people. So, like they said, they don't know that they are targeting Hispanics by any means. Maybe it's just homeless they're targeting. They just don't know. So they really hadn't said anything about this until very recently. So I thought maybe I would just kind of keep track of this and see what's going to end up going on with this. So, so many times it's the vulnerable, it's the sex workers, or, the homeless, and people who are not in positions to be in safe and secure places. So that's a very difficult thing. And let me see. Yeah, and the ages don't seem to be 21 through 54. The female that survived was 46. Now, well, I guess maybe a male does seem to be something as well. But there was the one female, so the ages just really range a lot too. So that's about all I have on that for right now. Do you have anything else you would like to add to that, Travis? Yeah. I do want to say that I'm at 26 subscribers right now, and I really want to celebrate 30. I want to celebrate a lot more than that, but for now, I just need 4 more to have 30. That would be really super awesome. So hopefully that can happen very soon. And I am going to stay on top of this, and hopefully there are no more victims, and the next thing we hear about is an arrest. That would be the ideal situation, and hopefully that's what happens. But other than that, what I have coming up is I am very close to having something, the one that Courtney had asked for on the no cash bail. I'm very close to having that wrapped up, and I can let everybody know all that information. And I'm still working on my deep dive of Jason Landry and Ben Robinson. So those are the big things. I have some Kylie Rodney stuff I'm working on, and something that not a lot of people have looked into, which kind of surprised me, but who knows, maybe there's no reason to, and that's why they haven't. I tend to have that kind of crazy thought about things. Like, I get a little too involved with these stories sometimes. But other than that, I guess I will call it a night. And please like, comment. Everything you do will just add to the algorithm to ensure that other people can see my videos. And tell a friend, tell somebody. So until then, we'll be keeping it snotty. Good night, everybody.